Hello, everyone. Chris, Gus, you are all here. I assume this is working. We tested this very extensively, so we have ultimate faith that this is working. Welcome to Oddly Specific. It is August what?
I don't know.
18th?
12th.
Oh, it's August 12th, so we should be able to see. Yes. Everyone's back now. Everyone's good. Gus?
Oh, there's Todd. Yeah, I
Gus?
see him.
By the way, we're drinking Do you like Pina Coladas?
And then I got in the rain.
Would I be spinning bar haven?
All right. Gus, you're back?
I'm back, yes.
Yeah, you were going for a long time.
Where'd you go?
I went to, can you see this? It's my Loverboy t-shirt.
In Kempville?
No,
Yeah.
Tracadie, New Brunswick.
Oh, Tracadie.
Yeah, gotta love it.
Tracadie. Hey, guys, let's go.
Went to the thriving metropolis of Caracat, New Brunswick.
How far away is that from the capital in New Brunswick?
3 hour? Well, no, what's the capital? Fredericton? Ooh.
Or is it? Isn't it St. John?
Ooh, I don't know.
To Google.
To Google.
We're far from everything.
Yes, exactly.
How was Loverboy?
Oh, here
great.
we go. We do have people here. So,
yes.
Top chat. Hello, Emran.
Hello, Emran.
Yes.
He says, LOL sexy. Oh, yeah, that was for you, Chris.
Yeah.
Gracias very much.
Yes. So, we have lots to
We have people. We have one person.
Nice.
That's wicked. Chris earlier was just saying, like, no one listens to this shit.
Yeah, I made that exact voice. Too.
Yes, you did.
How about you go fuck yourself?
No. So, are you guys ready?
Yeah.
All right.
Go.
Fake intro, fake outro. Here we go.
Oh, wow. The phone's going now.
Who's on the phone?
Same dude that's on there.
Yeah.
What's up, Internet?
All right.
All
Are
right.
we in?
Yeah, we're in. So, Chris, do you want to get anything boil or cyst related out of your system before we
Yeah,
get
get
going?
it out now.
Get it
No,
out
but
now.
did you all watch the Dr. Sandra Lee YouTube
I
channel?
did, yes. Yes, I did.
Man, I got to be real with you. I would totally do that. I would go to medical school for 10 years to do that shit.
Man,
To remove
There's something,
cysts?
there's something soothing about watching that for me.
There
I don't know
is.
what it is.
There-
do you agree?
Yeah, there is. Yeah, for sure.
Like
Yeah.
some of these things,
I think you can feel the relief. You know?
Yeah.
of the shit. Like,
I know. I think you're right. Like it's weird.
So right before we hit start streaming, Chris was showing this video of, what was it, a mango worm?
It's a sinus mango worm.
So there's a worm on this dude's nose, and they reach in and they pull it out. It's probably like a decent, 3 inches
No,
long?
man, it
It's
looks
about
like it
as
was
long
like
as
6
this.
inches long,
It's horrific.
and it looked like a jellyfish.
yeah, it was covered in mucus.
It looks like what they put in. They sucked out of Neo's navel in the Matrix.
Oh, man.
Just wrong. Oh God, I hate insects, but they're so good for you protein wise.
So
Hey,
that,
did Ridley Scott do the Alien movie, the first one?
Yeah,
Yes.
man, what the fuck?
Okay,
you didn't know that?
I read this interesting thing that he didn't prep any of the crew for the alien busting out of the chest.
what?
Did you know that?
Yeah, I think I heard something like that.
So none of them knew this was going to happen?
No. So if you look at the still of like when it busted out, they're like covered in, the pig guts that they'd put into this guy's chest, and
Well, the mannequin of his chest, right?
yeah, or whatever it was, yeah,
Right.
So he came in all prepped like with this shit in his chest, and it busted out, and they had no clue.
Oh, my God.
Oh my God, that's actually a good way to get an authentic reaction to that
Exactly.
horror.
Yeah.
Extreme horror.
So, you want to hear about what I did this weekend?
Yeah, sure. Don't bullshit me. Just tell us what you fucking did. I don't want to
Acai
hear.
bowls is coming up. Give it to us.
Did you? Did
No
acai-
acai bowls.
No
What?
acai bowls. Oh man, you
No.
must be constipated.
No, I no. I went to Greek Fest yesterday,
Oh wow,
and I gotta be honest with you guys. I think this is the best festival in
definitely.
town.
I
Yeah,
agree.
it's amazing.
I'm not joking. Like
Totally
it
agree.
is incredible.
Totally agree.
Um,
Food wise, my God.
Yeah,
Did you have
it's-
the lamb or the pork?
I had everything, and it was delicious. And it was so good. I had like a Greek salad. I had spanakopita. I had, man, we were in line for like 45 minutes. And so I was with my family, and we were like dying of hunger. You know, my son Leo was just like, I'm so fucking hungry. I'm gonna be getting hangry. So I was like, don't worry, 1 minute. And I go off. And
Make
I
it
go
fast.
to this,
Make it hot.
make it fast, make it hot. So I go to this side, like line for food that wasn't as long at all. It was like 8 people long.
Yeah.
But all they were doing is serving like 4 items. One was called salanakis, I think, which was like fried cheese on bread.
Okay, I'm in. Fried cheese. is
Yeah,
always-
I've had it before. It's delicious. I had it in Montreal. This place called I don't remember what it's called, but it was this really good. It's a Greek delicacy, fried cheese on really fresh pita. And then they had Greek poutine.
Oh.
Oh.
So and
What
then they
does
were like,
that
"Do you want
involve?
Greek poutine or do you want Gyro Greek poutine?"
What does that involve?
So it's like tons of hot fries, Greek spices, which is primarily oregano and salt and pepper.
Oh yes, the
Then
spices.
this ton of like it's kind of like a halloumi cheese, an
God.
Arab cheese, but it's the Greek version of
Yeah,
it.
yeah.
You know, delicious. And then they put like 80 pounds of gyro meat on top of it. So like I got for $9.50.
Is that how you say it? Gyro?
gyro?
Okay.
Buenos Rio. Okay, gyro.
Shout out to Mallory Town, just really quickly.
Who's Mallory Town?
Brian. Shout out.
Brian Hogan checking in from where's Mallory Town landing?
Man, no, that's the first stop on the 401.
Yeah.
Where is it in Ontario?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, well,
So you go to 401 to Toronto, and it's the first rest stop.
Okay, so
all right. Can I continue my story about Greek poutine?
Jeez, man.
gyro.
Fucking asshole.
God.
Anyway.
What's the capital of New Brunswick?
No one cares. God damn it. You want to hear about my fucking Greek poutine or
Go
what?
for it. Go.
Chris, you
Go.
see that fucking light on there, man?
Okay, I'm sorry I'm yelling. but
Stop fucking screaming into the
fuck,
mic. for
Jesus
fuck's
Christ.
sake.
You're fucking giving me shit. You're fucking on your phone.
All right, gyro.
All right. So I go to the side of this line and I
Oh, by the way, it's Fredericton.
fuck.
Fredericton represent.
Can I finish my fucking story? I go to the side of the line. I get this thing. My family's not expecting it. I come back. I'm like, hey, guys. And I've got this ridiculous amount of fries and Euro meat and cheese. And they're all like, oh, my God, thank you. And we just fucking destroyed this. We destroyed it. It was delicious. It was delicious. I had $100 in my pocket for all the food we were going to have that day. We finally get to the line. And we just fucking crush it. We get fucking spanakopita. We got a couple of fucking
Spanakopita,
platters.
so good.
Spanakopita, whatever it is. We got gyros. We got Greek salads. Greek salads, so fresh, so nice, so great.
Nice.
Cucumbers, red pepper,
Yeah.
olives. Oh, man. It's the shit. That fucking festival is the shit.
Yeah.
Stop what you're doing right now. Go down to Greek Fest. Out of all of the cultural festivals I go to, this is hands down the best food I've ever
Is it
had.
still
Yeah.
at the community center there? On
Yeah, the
Prince
Helena
of Wales?
Community Center, yeah. It's better than Italian Fest, and I'm Italian.
And you're Italian. Oh, throwing the
Like
Italians
Italian-
under the bus.
I honestly, I think the food is better at the Greek festival.
What about the Lebanese festival?
That food is also good,
Very
but
good.
Pretty good.
I'm not as much of a fan of Lebanese, Middle Eastern food as I am
I
of
could eat
Greek.
Greek every day.
Greek is delicious.
No problem.
I could eat all of the above every day, man. Italian festival, Lebanese festival, Greek festival.
Pasta every day.
What's your
So
favorite
good.
festivals?
I'm gonna say Greek.
Greek? Yeah, Greek's amazing, man. Lebanese is amazing too. I remember I worked at Pier 1. Do you remember I worked at Pier 1?
Oh
Chris?
yeah, I remember that.
So, and
Tier
there,
1 imports.
there was like a Lebanese food store right next to it, and they used to have those meat pies.
Oh yeah.
They were like
Oh yeah,
a
man.
buck each, man.
yeah.
So I just go like 7 meat pies, bring it, and they'd be like sizable ones too, man.
Wait, was that place in Saint Laurent?
Yeah, Saint Laurent.
Oh man.
This-
I used to drive from
What, the
our
Middle
high
Eastern
school.
Food Center? Or ours?
No, it's called like Sandrella's or something.
I forget what it was like. I forget what it was called, but it was Pier 1, then car dealership, then that place.
And they got the cheese on the bread. Holy shit.
Yeah.
Those meat pies. There's a place near my house called Farhat's. And I have to say it in that voice because I've been watching a lot of Fauda lately. Did you guys hear about this?
No.
I told Todd about it last week. Everybody watching the podcast or listening to the podcast right now, please watch Fauda. Fauda on Netflix.
Falda on Netflix.
Has anybody watched it? Can anybody like top chat us here?
We're a little bit behind. So,
Emran.
Oh, who just wrote hello there? What's going on there?
Hello. Eurofort.
Yeah, who is that?
so good. I don't know.
What's up?
I think we wrote that. Anyway.
No, we didn't. I wrote.
Anyway, we
Is this because you're talking about Greek food? That's crazy.
It's amazing.
man, it's amazing.
Fuck, the internet's awesome.
Anyway, I'm gonna be doing this Arab accent a little bit, but it's just so good. The food is so good, and the show Fauda is so good. You really have to watch it. It's really, really well produced. Netflix #1.
No,
Go
I'm
check it out.
watching Last Chance You.
I don't even know what that is. It has nothing to do with what I'm saying, and I'm not interested in your show.
Okay.
Yeah. Did you guys hear? Emran just posted something about the NASA space mission.
Yes.
Have you
I
guys
did.
heard about this?
Yeah. So man, this is crazy. Like they were talking about measuring things from its atmosphere. Like the sun has an atmosphere.
Well, the sun has like
a little bit, yeah.
I think it's called a cryonosphere. Anyway, it's going to be like about the distance of Mercury from the sun, but it's like 2,500 degrees Fahrenheit at that distance.
Yeah.
And I was reading that the probe has like a 4-inch surface of like this complex like fucking I don't know what it is, carbonadium. I don't know what the hell it is. It's some like advanced plastic that they just invented.
Yeah.
And it'll keep the insides of the instrumentation like cool room temperature.
That's insane,
Come
man.
on.
Yeah, I don't even know how they do that, man.
So, Chris,
Yeah. I would never go.
you would never go.
Ever.
Wait, you would never go to the sun, or you would never go to space?
Fuck. Definitely not space. So what do you think about the sun?
If someone gave you
No, man, I'm
temporary,
not going anywhere near it.
if someone gave you temporary Superman powers,
The
would
shit
you?
burns me in my backyard, and how fucking far are we? I'm not going anywhere.
Man, I got too much sun in the week. Why the fuck would I want to go to space?
Exactly.
Forgot to put on sunscreen today. I got a headache. I mean, forget it.
You should have seen it. Gus and I went out and played.
SPF 900.
We played frisbee. We played frisbee right before this, and like immediate sweat, man. Like
You guys
just-
were playing frisbee before
Yeah, we were
this?
playing frisbee.
At night frisbee.
Got to get into it.
and
Why?
Glow in the dark frisbee.
Okay.
I was wearing jeans and like 2 shirts, so immediate sweat, man. What did
Why?
you say? Doug Ford sweating?
No, Rob Ford's
Yeah,
wedding.
sweating like Rob Ford. Yeah.
Man, Doug Ford.
Yeah, he's out of control.
We did say probe.
Gus, why did you vote for him?
I didn't. I'm not even an Ontario resident.
Oh, okay.
Oh,
man.
So speaking of which, you know how if you guys are watching, Chris's running gag about Gus is that he steals airplanes. So
Okay,
I know
yeah.
that you wanted
So
to get
former
him.
Holy
teenage-
shit.
Former teenage delinquent steals airplanes.
Okay, so to be clear, you never actually stole an airplane.
No.
But you were a delinquent to such a degree that I say that
I
because
could have stolen an airplane.
if I had heard that you stole an airplane or anybody else who knew you back then, it would have been like, oh yeah, that sounds about right.
Yeah, sure.
He would steal a plane.
Right on.
But a few days ago, a guy actually stole a plane from SeaTac. So like it's Seattle Tacoma International Airport.
Yeah.
He managed to get a Q400 prop job, which is like a Bombardier built plane. Porter flies them.
Yeah.
Not an easy plane to taxi out or get out of an airport. And
Okay, so you're more familiar with this than I am, but
I dove right into this yesterday.
Did
I read
he-
all about it, listened to the audio, watched the footage, the whole nine yards.
did they get into how he did he have any flight training or
None. He admitted he's like, I've just played a lot of video games and I've been working at the airport long enough to know. I was actually surprised that I got this thing.
So
off the
they're
ground.
that easy to take off. Like they're that easy to bring
yeah. Gus,
into the air.
Gus is showing the footage.
I just don't understand how. So this means not that I would, but this means that I could theoretically get into an airplane and take off. I could just figure it out.
I doubt it. I don't think you could. I mean, like,
So he was around airplanes. He saw how they
I
operated.
think he flew a lot of flight simulators. I don't know. All I know is that midair, if you listen to the audio,
Yeah.
the air traffic controller is like, his name was Richard. And he was like, Rich, we want to get you down. You know, we want you to keep you safe. We want to get you down on the ground so that you're not hurt and no one else on the ground is hurt. And he's like, I don't want to hurt anybody, but I am really curious about whether this thing is going to be able to do a barrel roll. And then he fucking pulls off a barrel roll. He's flying this plane. And one of the craziest things about the audio footage is planes have about, this plane had about, according to what he was saying, about 31,000 pounds of fuel on it. And then you
But
use up.
Is that a lot or is that?
That's like a full plane, apparently,
Okay.
of fuel. And then when you take off, it diminishes significantly. Just takeoff takes a lot of fuel.
Yeah,
out.
it's full power. Yeah.
Yeah. So I didn't know that. So I didn't know that like you use up a significant amount of the fuel even with full tanks at full capacity when you take off. So
And plus, he's doing like big moves. and
he's
shit.
big move. So anyway, he's like, yeah, I had 31,000 pounds of fuel and now I'm down to like 2,000 and it's going down fast. And they're like, Rich, you need to get on the ground. Like we need to land you safely. And he's like, I don't want to hurt anybody. I'm just a broken person. And he's like, all right, maybe I'll bring it down. I kind of want to see if I can do another flip with this thing. And he's like, man, he is stressing this plane.
So I know that they tried to get him down, like they were trying to coach him on how to land this thing, right?
Yeah.
Is that even possible? Like, can you?
I don't know, man. That's my nightmare is to like wake up on a plane midair and I don't know how to land it. Like, shit.
That is a fucking...
Because I have a fear of flying.
I know you
severe
do,
fear of flying.
Yeah.
And I had a friend once who was a long time ago. She was a airline stewardess, and she was pretty seasoned on the plane. And she was just like, man, she put in like something like tens of thousands of flight hours, like as a stewardess. And she would say that takeoff and landing are the most stressful periods for pilots because there's the highest likelihood of an incident occurring then, right? When you're cruising at 30,000 feet, don't even worry about it, right? But takeoff and landing is the key part. But apparently, like, takeoff is more stressful than landing because landing is all kind of computer.
Automated,
It's all automated to some degree.
Have you seen those videos when there's crosswinds?
Yes.
And they land these massive machines.
Man, how many
it's
times did I
crazy.
take off and land from Newfoundland? I will tell you about crosswinds.
Like the angle
You've
that
been on
they
a plane
come
with
in, man.
crosswinds?
Oh, bad. Yeah, man, there was...
I don't know how they do that.
Check this out. There was one night we were landing. It was Christmas Eve. Okay, we were landing in St. John's, Newfoundland.
Wow.
Fucking storm raging outside. I could see it, and I was like, "Oh my god!" And the airport is like on a high piece of ground. It's just ocean around you, and we're landing, and the plane is getting rocked. And I mean, like, you could tell that we're flying this way, but the plane is fucking almost sideways.
Yeah.
And
They come in like this.
the woman next to me, we got buffeted by this huge piece of wind just before landing. Like, I can see the ground clearly. And the woman next to me screams, "Jesus Christ!" and grabs me. And in my head, I was just like, "Okay, this is it, man. That's it. We're going down."
It was a weird.
I was like,
Man, what the fuck? Are you serious?
"Oh, definitely."
Can I tell you something? That happened to me. That happened to me in a porter flight going to Billy Bishop, which like started my anxiety of flying.
Yeah.
I was a crosswind, and we went sideways. And all I remember is the guy beside me was reading a Globe and Mail. And he's like, "Fuck!" And he just goes, "Fuck!" And the paper fell out of his hands. And we landed like on one wheel. And I was like, "Fuck!" And you know what's bad when you're getting off the plane and they tell you like just stay seated until we open the, like don't even grab your bags. Getting off the plane, the pilot comes out and the steward, they were like, "We're really sorry about that." Like it was apologizing to everybody.
Fuck yeah.
And there was this one person behind me who was like, "A little bit of a rough landing, wasn't it?" Like,
like
and they get mad, man.
But
and I get it. Like, I understand.
Have you been on flights when people applaud when it
Yes.
lands? Oh, such a glorious landing!
Overseas flights.
I've never had that happen.
Never.
I have. Yeah.
Yeah. And you know what? The worst landing I've ever been on was coming into Moncton when I was visiting you in Caracat. That was the worst.
It's a small plane.
What happened?
Well, because you head out to sea and then turn around and come in. Like,
Man, that's what happened to me in PEI, man.
Yeah.
That's what we went right over Moncton and then did this huge like circular perimeter around PEI to come into the airport. I was like, "Holy shit.
Yeah.
I can see the whole island from here. It's unbelievable." You know?
Yeah, it's just.
Man, when I was in a Cessna in Fort McMurray doing a tour with.
Oh yeah, you told me
during the
about
fire?
this. No.
This is like we were just doing a tour of the oil sands like in 2014.
Why don't you tell Chris the story of the cubes that you saw? Remember you're talking about
The cubes.
Oh yeah, so we're in this plane. We're flying over the oil sands, and it's beautiful, but it's kind of awful at the same time.
Okay.
You just see lakes of, they look like lakes, but they're actually like basically gas and oil and shit. And at one point, the girl that I was with, God, I hope she's not listening, but the girl that I was with, she got a little motion sick and she started vomiting. Like, this is very early in the flight.
Okay.
Fuck. And we're crammed in the back seat of the Cessna. I'm kind of a larger person, so I'm already like, I have nowhere to go, and she's like, right here vomiting.
How tall are you? How tall are you guys?
6'4".
Okay.
So, anyways, she's vomiting. I'm like, oh fuck. And my boss at the time, he's loving it. And I look down, and we're following the road going out to the oil sands, but I notice we're not moving. And the guy's like, "Oh yeah, I got a little headwind there." And we're actually not moving. So we had to turn around and then go back like kind of sideways to the wind. So anyways, we're up there, and this is the part that Todd's talking about.
This is so creepy.
There's fucking pyramid, man. Like the fucking Giza pyramid is out there. And I was like, "Man, what is that? What?" And it's fluorescent yellow. So I'm like, "Man, what the fuck's going on?" And he's like, "Just hold on a second. we're going to take a big U-turn around the factory because we can't fly through it. Ha ha ha. We'll all pass out and die, basically. So we're going around the smokestacks of the factory, and you can see these giant pyramids, man, of blocks. And I'm like, man, what are those blocks? And he's like, oh, that's all the sulfur. That's like the byproduct of the process that they're doing. And they package it up in giant blocks, like probably, you know, the size of this room, and stack them on top of each other. And then they sell them as like
As what?
as sulfur. Somebody uses it. I don't know.
What would you use sulfur for?
I don't know.
We got a comment here. Courtney says that
What's up?
It's beautiful up at the oil sands too, but weird. Like I imagine a lot of the country out there is amazing.
Oh yeah, it's incredible. And you know, you can actually see the original, you know, the actual oil sand that's in the ground naturally bleeding into the river, you know.
Okay, so like the shifting colors almost in the water. Yeah,
like you can see it coming into this is the Athabasca, I think it is. But like ultimately it's a fucking wasteland.
Gus, let me ask you a question. What do you think of this like we have all this oil. Why aren't we fucking just taking our own oil and fucking using it?
Oh,
Saudi
God.
Saudi
Oh, God.
Arabia freaked out.
Okay, I'm leaving.
Why?
I'm leaving because this is like he'll go off, man. He will go.
Man,
off
have you
on
read
the
about all this
subject.
stuff?
Man, I've been
Like,
talking,
all
I've
we
been talking
said
about this shit for years.
All we said was like, hey,
you got
Saudi
some human
Arabia,
rights in our albums.
maybe release this person who's completely innocent,
Yeah.
just protesting.
And then they
human
cut
rights.
us off.
Oh yeah, fuck you.
Fuck you!
Hold on. Oh
Fuck
yeah,
you, Canada!
we're going to pull all of our ambassadors.
Compressor.
Yeah, they pulled the ambassador.
Yeah.
They like told all the international
Pulled all the
students-
med students.
Yeah, they were like fucking everybody come home.
Yeah.
Fuck these guys.
Well, fuck them,
Yeah,
man.
they're not fucking around.
No, and you know, they have every right to do that and do what the fuck you want. But it's our country, man, that set the wrong precedent, period.
Why?
For doing all of this shit.
Why?
Because you're exactly right when you opened up the comment. We have what we need here. We just don't do anything about it because it costs so much fucking money to build anything in this country that we're refusing to pay that cost.
Build what? What do we need to build?
Go over to England and see what a liter of gasoline is. Right?
What is it?
I don't know. It's like $3-4 a liter.
That's expensive.
Yes.
Why?
But because they rely less on imports, you know, a lot like BP when it used to be, you know, British Petroleum when it was owned by the government, they could produce for a lot less. The minute you privatize it, you have to pay for that profit margin, you know. So the thing is that Newfoundland is just opening up a new field.
Okay.
In just in the Grand Banks there. And, you know, they're bringing in all these privatized companies to do it. But the point is we have the oil here. We just don't fucking refine it here. You know what I mean? Imagine how many people could be employed just by refining oil. I'm not saying it's good, but we could do that. But we just don't.
Man.
You know, the United States, hold on. In the United States, under the
man,
Obama
You're gonna regret
administration,
this. Yeah.
Obama said, I want to get America off this fucking foreign oil. So all they did was they took all the shit that they were producing domestically and they just stockpiled it.
Uh-huh.
So that's when the price of oil dropped because nobody wanted it.
Right.
Because the US wasn't buying it.
Right.
So the price dropped. And that's when it was at like what, $30 a barrel? Now it's back up to like $60, $70.
Why is it back up?
Because you can't run it that low for such a long time. But the point is the United States has basically built a domestic supply. Like they could run on their own oil for like 3 years.
Well, did you hear about this company in Canada now? It's a new refining company called Jackie's Oil. Have you heard about this?
Is he fucking for real? Jackie's Oil.
God, Jackie's Oil.
Chris and
Oh
Co.
my God.
Chris and Co.
What would you?
Man,
Oh, man, my back.
turn my headphones down. You're fucking.
I'm sorry.
You're fucking killing me, Chris.
Which one are you?
I don't know. Test them out. Fuck. You're
Okay,
destroying
I
my
won't yell
ears.
again. Sorry, Todd.
Anyway, sorry for the political rant, but yes, you started me on it.
Oh my
Jackie's
god.
Oil Co.
It's run out of corner
Gus,
gas.
you went like full bore, and then I was like, I broke the ice by going.
Is he fucking serious?
Did you see the look on my face when he asked that question? I was like,
no. No.
You heard about this new refinery company, Jackie's Oil?
I'm investing for sure. I'm investing.
Jackie, JACKY''S. Jackie's Oil.
We've gone camping, and I've just asked him a simple question about something about this, and then we've
turns
left.
into
Hey man, what kind of oil you use in your car? Todd Awful, fuck you.
You're so politically opinionated about this oil thing.
No, it's not about oil. It's just about everything, man. There's
So interesting.
there's no reason things need to be so.
Gus, why don't you run politically?
No, God, no.
Why?
Because man, nobody wants to vote for that. Because what the things that I say demand a huge cultural shift, and we're not ready for it. Right? Internet, hit me up on that. You're not ready for that.
Jacob Fergus for a better future.
You're not ready for that, man.
Man, I'm just imagining you running and your posters, Jacob Fergus for a better future.
Jacob Fergus,
And you're just
fuck you.
You're in a suit and you're like smoking a cigarette or something like that, or smoking a pipe. Doing that with a big glass of wine. I don't know.
I just told.
Stealing a plane.
Oh my god!
But you know what's funny? I see
Jackie's Oil
the
though.
shift coming though, man. Like in Europe and stuff like that.
Yeah.
There's when you start talking like this, people are like, yeah, well, you're pretty close to communism, but and I'm not, it's not communism, but it's about taking control of like your country's assets, man. You would never let somebody else manage your assets.
No.
No, you wouldn't. So why do we let that happen in our country?
I would never let anybody manage my ass tits, or assets, I mean, any of that stuff.
Touch your ass and tits.
Don't touch my ass tits.
Oh my god!
What else are you like? Okay, listen, Gus, the federal election's coming up. Todd's going to bounce out of this.
Federal election?
Yeah, man.
Well, in like a couple of years, yeah.
No, next year, man.
Next year.
Next year. Are you going to vote for Justin Trudeau?
I'm just gonna get water.
I don't know who are the other options. We got like
We have
Jagmeet Singh.
Jagmeet.
Is he running?
Yeah, he is.
Okay.
Well, I think so.
Fuck. Who else we got?
We have
Andrew Scheer.
Andrew Scheer. We have
Who's the Green Party? Oh, Elizabeth May.
Elizabeth May. And then we have the Rhino Party, which is
Oh yeah, buddy. Yeah.
which is Matty. What's his face? Guy named Matty.
I will not be voting for Justin Trudeau.
You know what?
I'm sorry.
You're awful. You're awful.
I'm awful.
Yeah.
Man, I like his hair. But
4
Jesus.
more years. Brian Hogan, how crazy? Emran says 4 more years. Do it.
Emran is a card-carrying liberal, isn't he?
Emran might be a card-carrying liberal.
God love him.
Okay, we have to change the subject now because Todd does not talk.
All right,
politics.
let's get back to the real world.
The real issue.
No.
right
You
now-
guys can keep talking about this. I'll
No,
just moderate. I'll just moderate.
Listen. Let me tell you something.
Wait,
okay?
you're gonna moderate me punching Chris in the face?
No, I'm not going to vote for Justin Trudeau either.
I'm gonna
not gonna
vote for-
No, you're going full Andrew Scheer.
I'm not saying who I'm going to vote for.
Yeah, you're
but
going-
let me tell you something. One of the things I don't like about Justin Trudeau is I find him a little disingenuous.
Man, totally.
Yeah.
The guy who talks like that. No one. No one, man.
You want to see my impersonation of Justin Trudeau?
Yes, I do.
Okay,
Go
something
for
like
it.
this. Let me make myself perfectly clear. First of all, I will introduce free Netflix for all middle-class families.
Can you
because
do
it's
the rest of
right-
the show like this?
Let me make myself perfectly clear. I will give free Swedish berries to all middle-class families earning less than $110,000.
Swedish berries. Jesus Christ.
Free Netflix for everybody with the universal password, liberal. Also, oh my God. Every time he talks,
so true, man.
it sounds like, I find it sounds like a rehearsed thing.
It's totally rehearsed. You're exactly right, man.
And then his wife comes out and she's like oversouling it like Christina Aguilera. Like, my husband. It's funny. My husband.
she's got that.
He's the
She's got the heal
PM
the
of
world one mic,
Canada.
one headset on.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, the PM. We went to India. That India thing was crazy.
Yes, it was.
It was also hilarious because every one of the photos he was taking, it was like a Sears family portrait thing,
Totally.
where it's just you're like overdoing it, you know?
Yes.
It's oh god. I was just like, man,
Taj Mahal in the background. What the fuck?
we live in a weird time, right? Because like Trump is such a
people
dipshit.
see right through that shit.
Trump is such an abomination of a governing leader. He's just all over the place and just like awful, right?
Yes.
And then we have Trudeau, who's the opposite of that in every conceivable way, but is like that guy that in high school who was always part of every fucking club and like was just absolutely desperate to be validated by the entire school.
Yes.
Became the head boy. Everything was fucking unicorns and rainbows with this guy.
Yeah.
He was the guy who would like
Sunny ways.
He would be like, guys, listen, okay, we can't drink this alcohol at this party.
Exactly.
Okay, hey guys, it's not the right thing to do.
So
Okay,
Chris, why don't you run for something?
I'm not gonna run for shit. Are you kidding me? Why
man.
the fuck would I fuck my life up and do that? No thanks.
What would your platform be?
Be shit. I mean, I would never run for politics ever.
Free market, man. That would be Chris's platform.
Free market?
Oh man, fuck. First of all, okay, I could not even handle the scrutiny of that. I doubt anybody here could, or most people.
Wow.
Man, you say one thing, a harmless thing, people are all over you.
Yeah. Yeah.
I don't need that shit. I like my weekends. Forget it.
Well, actually, you know
ruin
what?
my weekend? No.
If I was to run, I would have to hire some dude to scour the internet for the last for a couple of years.
That alone, I'd be fucked.
To remove, yes, you would be fucked just from this podcast.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah. Totally.
Anyways,
Man, look what happened to James Gunn. James Gunn, the Guardians of the Galaxy director.
no clue.
We didn't even talk about that.
Yeah, so
What happened?
he has the support of the cast, right?
He does, but he got fucking fired by Disney. And, you know, to be honest with you, I understand why they fired him. Because they're about as family a company as it gets in America. I don't believe that they didn't know that he had, you know, the guy didn't even scrub the tweets. He didn't even erase the tweets from 2009. So I sincerely doubt that they weren't aware after 2 fucking movies with the guy.
No, well, it's one of those situations. Is like you're not going to do anything until somebody screams about it, and then it's like, oh well.
Well, there was that, and then there was, I don't know if you heard about this writer at the New York Times named Sarah Zhang,
No.
and she released a series of tweets that were pretty racist against white people.
Wow.
Did you hear about this?
No.
And she was like, yeah, I love upsetting white people. It's time for all white people to shut up. Like a bunch of like
White privilege. Yeah.
Well, no, just like, well, it wasn't even that. I think it was more like, you know, like fuck white people. Like it was pretty disparaging.
She literally said "fuck white people."
Yeah, I think there was a couple of tweets where she literally said "fuck white people." It was like she was on a tangent. The New York Times hired her, and like people were calling her out on this shit.
Yeah.
And the New York Times was defending her after having fired a tech writer for something similar. Like, anyway, all I'm saying is I would never run for political office. I would never open myself up to like public scrutiny. No thanks. It's not worth
Well,
it.
here's the thing: we live in a very, very fucking dangerous time right now because a lot of our countrymen, a lot of countries have been founded on free speech and all of this type of stuff. But the thing is that you have people running around saying things like, for example, what you just said, fuck white people.
Right.
But ultimately, like, isn't that what you're trying to stop? You know what I mean? Isn't that what we're all trying to get over? Is like, you know, right? And so it works both ways.
Man.
I just don't feel that like fighting fire with fire in this instance
doesn't
is the
matter.
appropriate thing.
It doesn't matter. It's like this is how things are now.
I know,
So it's
but you
like,
can't. But that thing is that you're taking a vast majority of people, okay, and you're putting them against the wall, and you're saying you can't say shit because you've said shit for so long, and that to me is like, no, man. If you want to win an argument, you have to win an argument based on like factual things. You have to win an argument. But you can't just say to somebody,
right?
No, you have to shut up now because you've spent the last 10 minutes talking. That's not right.
Yeah, I know. I agree with you. However, that's how it is.
But publicly, you can't. Publicly, me as a white person, publicly, I can't say shit to that. I can't say shit to that.
You know what? That's
because
not
if
even
I did, I would be ripped to fuck.
That's not even the worst of it. Okay, like this is all political shit, right?
Yeah.
But man, like I work in comms and marketing and stuff like that. Try having a business and having shitty reviews, like the most ridiculous shitty reviews pop up.
Yeah.
Like I've seen some reviews that were so malicious in intent, like unnecessarily. Like,
Yeah.
and I love it when like there's some business in town who call out customers. Okay, so like the best is when it's like, oh my god, I got this sandwich and it was totally cold and it tasted like shit. This is the worst experience I've ever had, and I'm never coming back here. Oh, and next day I had the worst diarrhea ever. Okay. Okay, and then so that's like, okay, that's a really valuable review. Thanks a lot. So you had a bad experience, but then the business will sometimes respond in these Google and Yelp reviews and stuff like that.
I've seen that.
And they'll be like, "Oh, well, we're really sorry you had a bad experience. Did you talk to a manager about what happened?" And then the customer will respond. They'll be like, "No, I was so sick with diarrhea. I had to run out of the place. Diarrhea was coming on." And then they'll be like, "Okay, well, we're HACCP certified. Like, like." That shouldn't have happened. Why didn't you broach the subject to the manager? It's like, it wouldn't have mattered anyway, okay? It was an awful experience. And then they call people out on this shit, and they turn the tables on them a little bit and make them look like morons.
Yes,
Yeah.
so...
Like, if you had a problem, wouldn't you go to a manager and be like, I'm having a fucking bad experience here.
The thing is, though, is like when we were working, like when we were doing retail and stuff, it was like the customer is always right.
Always.
And that's kind of shifting too.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, no,
Yeah.
the customer is, most of the time, the customer is fairly reasonable, but
No,
the
but, like,
ones that are
I'm
not
talking-
reasonable can like destroy a business.
Yeah.
And there's more unreasonable customers now than there probably ever has been before because they have a major platform.
Yeah, because they had, exactly.
And there's more unreasonable people
that
because they
same
have a major
customer
platform.
would never go to the manager. They would never speak to somebody in person.
It's not fair.
They can
It's-
sit behind a keyboard.
It's not fair to be able to say whatever you want without consequence.
And I guarantee you, this journalist would not take the fucking 7 a.m. commuter train into Union Station or whatever and fucking blare that fuck white people from the
yeah, I don't know.
top
man.
of the escalator. They
This,
wouldn't.
This
They
is what
wouldn't.
I'm talking about. Like
wouldn't.
I had a personal.
The internet is fucking dangerous.
I had a personal experience where I was dealing with somebody for business, a client, and this guy was the most unreasonable person ever. I was doing like this layout for him, and he was like, "You ever seen that episode of the Tom Green Show when he goes to Subway and he's like, more pickles, more mustard, more this, more that, more that." This is the equivalent of this guy. He was like, "Okay, can I bring the fonts down?" Like, I'm like, "Fuck, no, you can't. It's already at 6 points. It's completely illegible. No, you cannot bring the font down." Okay, but can we add another block of text? I'm like, "No, you can't. There's no room. What the fuck, man?" And, like, I was polite until like the 8th proof pass. He asked me to do another round of revisions on a proof, and I was like, "Okay, that's it." I was like, "You know what? I can't do this anymore." And he was like, "Well, why?" And he was like totally surprised, and I'm like, "Because you're not reasonable." Like I couldn't help myself. I told him honestly, I was like, "You're not a reasonable person. Like this looks awful. I don't even want mine. Like you're not following it. Like why did you?
Yeah.
Why did you want me to help you with this? You just wanted to stand over somebody's shoulder and tell them what to do, and then be indecisive about it.
Exactly.
And like I'm charging you based on a certain number of hours that I speculated would be involved with this after having
now
done
I'm
this for
way
15
over
years.
that.
I'm way over this, and you're changing things that you like I'd already decided on, and this is just going in a circle, and I want to get off this stupid carousel. And he was offended. He was like, "This is the worst service."
Well, whatever. Go on Yelp.
And I was like, "Okay." And he actually threatened to leave me a bad review.
Of course.
And I was like, "Listen, do whatever your heart desires." And
Did you say that?
I think I actually said, "Do whatever your heart desires." And he was, and anyway, he didn't leave a bad review, but he did ultimately end up. I saw what this project looked like when I like removed myself from it.
Yeah, it's horrible.
and it was awful.
Yeah.
It looked like somebody just farted out a bunch of words over
Chris,
pictures. It was
as
just
you know, I'm also in the comms business, and
the comms business.
I'll tell you right now, man, is that everybody out there is a communications and marketing professional, regardless of what their job is.
It's true.
Like, dude, don't you work in accounting? Why are you telling me about layout? Happens all the time.
Man, I know.
You try to raise the standard on something based on your experience
Yeah.
and what you've been hired to do.
Yeah.
And they're like, "Yeah, no, we're gonna send this over to Joe in accounting."
Joe. It's always a
No,
Joe in
man.
accounting. You just send this over to Joe in accounting. You're right about one thing. Everybody thinks they're a communications and marketing
Oh, yeah.
specialist.
Oh, I'm a writer. You're not a fucking writer.
No, but the latest thing now is like, oh, I do photos. I do video. I
Yeah.
do this. I do that. I'm like,
Yeah.
okay, how long you been doing it for? Oh, I don't know.
6 months.
2 months. 2 months. I got a wicked SLR. You
just
mean a
bought- yeah.
DSLR? No, an SLR. Well, what the
bought
fuck are
this
you supposed to do
camera.
with that?
Just bought this camera.
But like Chris, do you hire? Are you constantly looking for people to do that? Like,
No, I have kind of a team of people that I've been dealing with for a number of years, and they're all very, very good. Gus is one of them, as you know, and you're one of them too. We've worked on a project.
yes.
And like it's really important for me to have like a
Todd looks confused when you said that.
well, you work on a project with me.
Yes.
Okay, well, it's nothing confusing.
Yes.
Maybe.
But besides this, it's like I'm just saying, like there's it's important to be reliable, and it's also important to be competent at what you're doing, and to be accountable, and all of these different things.
No,
right?
but I guess what I'm saying is, are these people pitching this stuff to you? Chris, I got this idea.
I have people pitch me like app ideas sometimes.
Yeah.
Because and whatever. I try to be polite about it. Like it doesn't happen very often.
This is the dumbest fucking idea.
I get more annoyed when I meet people who like have never run a business and they're trying to tell me what's important to run a business.
Oh man.
Like here's my newest pet peeve. And I come across people like this a lot on LinkedIn, but there's this one guy in the city. I'm not going to name his name, but he just recently left a big kind of outfit in the city.
Joe from accounting?
No. And he has this reputation for kind of going around and criticizing other Ottawa businesses, especially Ottawa institutional businesses. So businesses have been around for a long time. And he leaves these really stupid reviews a lot that are really highly, like almost Justin Trudeau-esque obnoxious, okay? And he's just kind of like, you don't have tap? Who doesn't have tap in 2018?
Oh god.
Like stuff like that.
I don't even know what you're talking about.
Tap on your phone. It's like the merchant. It's like using the
Tap your credit card.
tap your
or
credit
show
card,
your
but you have
phone.
a Apple Pay or Android Pay, Android Wallet.
Okay,
So
okay.
it's like, oh, you don't have tap on your. It's like fuck. Not everybody has tap. Like it's. Don't make a big deal about it.
Yeah.
Or he'll be like, customers always right even when they're wrong. That's one thing he actually said last year. He's like, even when they're wrong, always gotta
this
do
guy
right.
should be removed from the
Yeah, or
internet.
he's just like he's a know-it-all, right? He's like a know-it-all who's always wagging his figure,
Yeah.
and it's just kind of obnoxious, right? And it's like those types of people I find they're not reasonable. They're narcissistic in nature.
Yeah.
They're politicians. They're business experts. They're
I always equate it to this, man. Somebody like that is like, somebody giving you comms advice or marketing advice or writing advice or layout advice or whatever is akin to me wandering into an operating room and being like, oh, you're doing the hip surgery like that? Yeah, well, can you just, you're using the wrong tool.
But I will say,
Fuck
like,
that.
it is important to always be open. You can always learn from people, right? But when you have limited credibility or virtually no experience
no
doing something,
exactly.
I think we're on the same page about this.
Yeah.
That's bullshit. Like, don't fucking, like I had a guy come into my office last year, and he was debating me on the merits of a content management system that I've been using for a very long time, which is proven, right? And WordPress, yeah. And he was like, no, you got to use this other product instead. And I was like, okay, thanks, but
You guys are literally boring the fuck out of me
sorry!
right now. Holy shit.
okay.
We're talking about WordPress and app development and fucking what?
Sorry.
All right, let's move on. Let's move on.
Jesus.
What do you got,
Oh, my
Todd? What do you
God.
got? Bring it. Come on.
I don't know.
What do you got?
Hey, Chris, Jean-Luc Picard's coming back.
Yes, I'm really excited about that.
No, we're not going on a Star Trek
Jean-Luc
tangent.
Picard. Oh, here's something to talk
This is
about.
awful.
I
What are we doing?
watched Deadpool 2 yesterday.
Okay.
I haven't watched it.
Hey, seen
What's
Mission,
new?
seen Mission Impossible?
I saw it last Friday.
Good movie?
I fell asleep halfway into it.
What?
Yeah, it was not that great, man.
You didn't go to VIP and get drinks, that's why.
I actually did go to
Oh,
VIP.
drinks.
I did not have any drinks.
Oh, you didn't? Why
No,
you in
my
VIP
wife had a
then?
drink. Sometimes Sarah and I will just pay for VIP and actually not even watch a movie. We'll just go and have drinks and spend money.
Make out and
Gus,
No,
eat acai bowls.
why don't you? Why
we
don't
have
you,
brought acai bowls. In there.
Fuck off.
Why don't you tell Chris about my tequila drunk texts the other night?
Oh, yeah.
What?
So here's one for you, Emran and everybody online there. Check this out.
Yeah.
So I'm sitting at
Check
home,
it out.
sitting at home with my child. Just put him down to sleep.
Yeah.
And I get this.
This is tequila talking.
Hey, man, I'm all bombed on tequila. Have I been a bad friend?
Yeah,
Are you
man.
serious?
I was all being introspective. I've been a bad friend.
I'm just flailing around in life.
Oh my
And then
God.
he sends me a picture of Andrew WK eating ghost peppers.
Let me see. Let me see. Man, why?
I don't know.
Such
I
a
was
weird
watching-
thing to
I was
do.
watching like Hot Pepper Gaming.
Hot Pepper Gaming.
No, what started it is I was like, man, I haven't hung out with Gus except podcasts. Like we used to do so much stuff.
We did, yes, you're
and
right.
then
Yeah.
all of a sudden we just didn't do anything. So
Yeah, it's because I crashed the drone and
no, that's not why. For
our
fuck's sakes.
relationship just went downhill.
Man, you know they're making another Terminator movie?
Yes.
What?
Yeah.
Did you see
But
Linda
man,
Hamilton?
Skynet.
Yeah.
Skynet's gone. What are they gonna?
No, they have a new there's a new company that is like creating the new version of Skynet. It's called Jackie Cybernetics.
What's this Jackie thing? What the hell are you talking about?
I don't know why.
Jackie's
but this
Oil?
weekend I heard about a guy on television named Jackie, like Jacky.
Yeah.
And I was like, this is the fucking stupidest
Poor
name I've
guy.
ever heard. That's the most ridiculous name to name somebody, Jackie.
Remember Jackie Farah?
Yeah,
Yeah. Hey, Jackie.
if she's there, I don't know.
That was pretty random.
I like Jackie.
She's cool.
She was cool.
Are you Facebook friends with her?
Yes,
Oh, there you go. So give her a shout out.
I will.
Shout out Jackie Farah.
Jackie, what's up? Okay, what else we got on?
Why are you looking at me, man?
Well,
You've been saying
moderator.
shit, sitting here.
You're the moderator. You have to moderate this.
All right, newest subject then. You ready for this?
Yeah.
What do you got, Emran?
Oh yeah, here. Greatest texts of 2018 thus far, Todd. I agree.
Oh, so Todd, we talk a lot about how we're aging.
Yeah.
And Todd always sends me pictures of horribly disfigured ancient Japanese men.
Yes, yes.
What?
He'll just be sitting there like,
This is totally news to me.
yeah. Like some days I'll get up and I feel pretty old.
I can't. I gotta find one. I'll pull it up eventually. But yeah.
I'm sorry I stopped you guys talking about app development. Go ahead.
No, nobody wants to.
You
hear
want to talk about
shit.
mango worms?
Oh yeah, go.
No, man. Cysts and boils and mango. Okay, do it.
Okay, I've been watching a lot of Dr. Sandra Lee, who is the pimple popper, Dr. Pimple Popper. Does anybody know about the Dr. Pimple Popper?
Yes, because you talked about it in the past 3 fucking podcasts.
It's really great. I don't know why, but it just soothes me to watch this, and it's really, really.
But
really,
okay,
really
so
gross.
the mango worm clips are not from Dr. Sandra Lee, are they?
The mango worm clips are they're from a South African veterinarian. I don't know his name, but he just they're awful parasites.
Oh God, look at
And
what the hell.
and this is bot flies. Like what they do there. This is why I would never live in the African continent. This is like look at these things, man. They're crazy.
So the people at home, if they're watching, can't see this, but okay, yeah, that's one of the guys.
That's like Danny Trejo.
Show the
a year after he
show the
died.
camera, guys. So show the camera so they can see these photos that I send you. I send routinely. Get right up to the camera there, man, so they can see. I routinely send Gus pictures of.
And I'll give you another one. This is the most common one that Todd sends
Yeah,
around.
yeah.
Why?
Because that's the way I feel sometimes when I get up.
Yeah. Oh.
Yeah,
Oh, look, it's all fucked up though.
yeah,
Anyways,
yeah. So we're almost at 50 minutes here, Chris. Anything else you want to talk about tonight, man?
That's really about it, man. I mean, like this is like some of this stuff is just awful. Like, look at this. Oh,
You're
my
obsessed with this. This has been weeks now.
it's just I oh my god, look at this one. Oh my goodness. Oh,
No,
guy, it's just like
oh, they're digging out.
Botfly City.
where?
Oh god, this is awful.
In a dog?
Barf.
But do you feel good watching that?
Well, most of the time, but some of them are just horrendous. Oh my god, who would like? Man, if I got botflies, I would just put a bullet in my head. Forget it. Forget it.
Kill it, definite. Kill it with fire.
Kill it with fire.
Yeah,
You
They
Yeah.
look
Burn
like
it
the
out.
Tremor worms. You know,
yeah.
like Tremors. That's such a great movie.
Tremors.
Tremors definitely.
Tremors.
I heard, there's another one, isn't there?
There's I
a
saw
show coming
Tremors
out?
3.
No, a show coming out.
I found out something really disturbing
What?
lately. That my girlfriend's favorite movie is Twister.
Like Jamie Gertz and Bill Paxton, Twister?
With the cow flying across. Yeah.
We got cows. Why is that disturbing?
I don't know.
You're just wondering why that movie?
Yeah, why that movie?
Because it's just really a mediocre.
Jody
movie.
loves that one.
You know, there's Forrest Gump. There's like
Schindler's List. Mean Streets, Goodfellas.
What was that one? Steven Spielberg with the Olympics and the fucking
Munich.
Yeah, that.
Close Encounters.
Her favorite movie is Twister.
Yeah.
What's your favorite movie, Gus?
Yeah. It's going to be some fucking documentary about photography or something.
Yeah, that's a good one.
Or what about like those skiing videos? Warren
Miller?
Yeah, Warren Miller. Those are awesome.
You love Warren Miller vids?
What happened to those guys, man? What happened to like
So
skiers?
Warren Miller died.
What? He fell off a cliff, right?
No, he just died of old age.
How old was he?
He was like 80.
Are you kidding me?
No, Warren Miller.
Yeah, I think I heard that.
Look it up, Warren Miller. So, anyways, he's still producing. Like the company is still producing movies.
Right.
We watch them every year.
Warren
Yeah,
Miller
January
Productions.
24th, 2018.
Oh, this year.
Died.
So you should tell Chris, who was that climber, man? That rock climber, Danny Osmond or
Dan Osmond.
Dan Osmond.
Yeah.
Dan Osmond.
Look this up, Chris. Look at how crazy fast
Yeah,
this guy is.
Dan Osmond was like one of the original. Well, not one of the originals, but yeah, I guess he was one of the original, like kind of Yosemite, like big wall free solo guys. You know, no ropes, no nothing.
Mm-hmm.
And he used to do like blazing time up like really difficult routes.
Daniel Eugene Osmond was an American extreme sport practitioner known for the dangerous sports of free soloing, rock climbing without ropes, or other safety gear. Okay, and he died.
He did die, yeah.
Falling off a cliff?
Bungee jump.
Yeah, he died, but anyways, the guy was like incredible. If you see him, oh my god.
35 years old, his rope failed while performing a controlled freefall jump from the Leaning Tower rock formation in Yosemite National Park. He had come back to Yosemite to dismantle the jump tower, but apparently decided to make several jumps over a few days before doing so. The failure was investigated by the National Park Service with assistance from Chris Harmston, quality assurance manager at Black Diamond Equipment. Harmston concluded that a change in jump site angle probably caused the main jump rope, which consisted of several ropes tied together, to cross and catch on itself at a knot during his fall. This caused the rope to cut itself by melting. Wow. This Harmston also noted that Osmond's rope was in excellent condition, despite it having been left outdoors for some time. Whoa.
That's
Yeah,
so
it's
He heard a
horrible.
loud scream from Osmond, followed by a crash resembling a tree breaking in half. Oh,
It's horrible.
man, that's awful.
Yeah. But anyways, there's these new guys, you know, like Alex Honnold and all those guys. You seen that shit?
No.
Free solo, like El Capitan.
No.
Fuck me.
Chris, you have to look you have to look up some videos of him though, man. The speed at which this guy climbs. What was that vertical that he did? Where it's like 2 minutes or something and he's up the wall.
Yeah, it was 4 minutes.
I don't get these guys, man. Like, what the
0% body fat, man. It's like you know,
No, but look at this shit. I mean, this is some Tom Cruise level shit. I
Yeah.
mean, like, you know.
Mission Impossible 2.
No, but
for
why?
sure.
Like, that's terrifying. Like, you're going to die, probably. That's exactly what happened. Like, look at this. Why?
So here's Dan. Look up Dan Osmond, like speed climbing, man.
Oh, you had a kid. You can't be doing this shit.
Look at
when you
this.
have a
Look at this,
family.
Chris.
Let me
Watch
see.
this.
So
Dan Osmond speed climbing. Bark fins. Look at this. Lovers
so
Leap, California.
Lovers Leap. So he does that, and like, look, man.
What
So
the fuck?
say what you're searching if people want to watch at home.
Yeah. So look up Dan Osmond speed climber on YouTube. Unbelievable. You gotta love this guy.
It's ridiculous.
That's insane.
I mean, like a 5'7", if you were doing that in a rock gym, like, you know, I mean, you could do it, but you couldn't do it like that unless you were fucking Dan Osmond.
Yeah, it's just crazy, man. American Ninja Warrior. Okay, so Emran said brown recluse spider. I think I've spoken about this before.
Oh, God, I can't.
Yeah, we're talking about this. Do you have arachnophobia, Chris?
I do.
Terrible arachnophobia?
Yeah, I don't like spiders. I don't think anybody does.
Okay, Gus? Terrible arachnophobia?
No, God, no.
So we know this guy, Ron, and we go to his cottage, and there's massive dock spiders there, everything. But none of that compares to this channel that I've been obsessively watching. You ready for this?
What?
Look up watering tarantulas.
What?
Oh, really?
Man, it's these people. There's like an entire culture of people that raise, breed, and ship tarantulas. So every day, and this is in Canada, man, it's huge in Canada. Every day, there's just tarantulas in Canada Post, like going around, man.
Watering tarantula?
Yes. So I guess they keep talking about these orange baboon tarantulas. They call them OBTs, or orange bitey things. And they're super aggressive. And there's unboxing tarantula videos. There's like changing their enclosures, and like it's yeah. Watering my tarantulas part 2. Just watch this.
What happens?
So he's just like sticking water in their bowls, but they're like attacking if anything moves, and like these are like
Okay, these are massive tarantulas.
5 to 11 inch tarantulas, man. They just attack.
Yeah, this is awful.
And they have like 50 of them in their home.
What, in their house?
Yeah.
Man,
So-
fuck that.
Yeah.
What are you at, man?
The other thing is, and I've been watching these
Look at
obsessively.
it's freaking out.
Yeah. I've been watching these obsessively, and I'm fascinated by it because these people love them like pets, man. They baby talk them.
Okay, well,
There's
that's
a nice little,
Sure.
And when you think about it, tarantulas as pets, they are probably the only pet that people have that get like the full animal life cycle when you think about it. Because they raise them, like they pull the egg sacs from the mom. They get the little tiny tarantulas.
No tanks.
They grow up, then they mate them, and they have to like make sure that the female doesn't kill the male. So they have to get in there, and once the deed is done, then they have to separate them. And then
Because they'll kill the male.
so I watched this video of this one. It's Theraphosa blondie. It's the Goliath bird eater, and its name was Zilla. And this dude goes through its entire life, like till it dies. He has a Zilla has died video, and the dude's crying and stuff, man.
Oh my God.
He's that attached to this massive, like, Chris, this is like a dinner plate sized spider, man. I'm not joking.
Man, I don't want to fuck with that.
What would you do? What would you
I
do?
would leave. I don't want anything dinner plate size that's an
Okay,
insect.
this fucking thing kills birds?
Yeah.
A spider.
Goliath bird
Man, I'm
eater.
out. Whatever continent or country that lives in, I am not going
And
there.
that isn't even the biggest one,
No,
man. There's
no.
one, and they recently found a bigger one. It's like a type of huntsman, I think.
Okay, let me
How
ask you a
big were
question.
these spiders in like prehistoric times?
So they were comparable in size, but their mass was bigger, I
Like the
think.
size of your guitar kind of thing?
No. Like,
Okay.
what?
Let me ask you a question.
Yeah.
It's kind of related.
It's not really.
Anybody ever seen the movie Basket Case?
I think I have, like, a long time ago. Tony's in the house.
Basket Case was a horror movie. Everybody, like, just YouTube it, okay? Basket Case.
Tony, what's the capital of New Brunswick?
Yeah. We were already arguing over the capital of New Brunswick.
This is important. Look at what Basket Case is, okay? It's a horror movie about a head with a hand sticking out of it, essentially. This. Have you ever seen this? Let me just show you.
This is going to be hilarious, isn't it?
It's kind of just ridiculous.
Like terrible rubber.
Yeah. Like
Okay, I totally have seen this, man.
oh my God.
What is... Well, what is the story behind that
Can
thing?
everybody see this? It's like
What
ridiculous.
is the story behind that?
It's hard to see it.
Okay.
Oh my
Everybody just YouTube Basket Case 1982. The Lyle
That is
The Lyle
that is
hotel room
horrible.
trashing.
That is horrible.
Look at this thing. It's ridiculous. Like, this is like high-end effects.
Okay, this is the best thing I've ever seen. Shout out to Steph, Dennis, and Karen.
Is that guy wearing a turtleneck?
In here.
Oh man, it's the best part about this is the voice of the basket case monster.
Look, it's like files. What is this? Oh, blood.
Okay, Chris, what was the most pivotal horror movie that you saw, like, growing up? Like the one?
Oh, Phantasm 2.
Okay. Gus? Not really a horror movie guy, eh?
No. But like the Friday the 13th were definitely.
I think the one that started me off was Amityville 2.
Oh yeah, that was a terrifying movie.
Yeah. That one
The
was,
Exorcist too.
Actually, The Exorcist was
The Exorcist was pretty scary.
yeah, those were good. Prince of Darkness was another good one. Thing was really good.
Yeah, it was like those cheesy, campy movies were like kind of my formative horror movie years.
So, like on the funny side.
Look at this. This is more basket case. Look at this.
Man, that looks like the end of Total Recall.
Yeah.
Oh, Gremlins.
I think they used the same props.
Tony, man, Gremlins. That was a good one.
Look at this. Is ridiculous. It just goes around. Oh my god! Look at this.
No, this is horrible. What the fuck is going on here? Okay, it's like Sharknado.
Look.
Yeah.
Oh
Yeah.
my god.
What is going on with Sharknado?
Oh no.
Man, oh, okay.
He bit his lips off.
Wow.
Why
Yeah, the cop is like struggling to put the shells in.
Is it the same voice? Like, did they have the same
I think
voice
so.
actor?
Oh, look, there's a baby
There's a
one.
baby basket case? Wow. Okay.
Guys, this is horrible.
No, this
Yeah.
gets worse. This gets worse. Just watch this. I know this is boring, everybody, but just somebody YouTube worst death scene ever basket case.
And while he's eating his face right off. So
Look at the guy.
while we're watching this clip,
This is ridiculous, man. Oh my god.
any
His fucking whole face is getting chewed off.
if you guys have any questions you want answered, now is the time because we're gonna wrap
Ask us
this
some
up
questions.
soon. We're gonna wrap this up soon. I
The
think.
watch what happens here. I know, guys.
Brian?
Somebody. Oh my god.
Brian, I know
Oh,
that
he ripped his head off.
I know that you wanted to ask Gus maybe about astrophotography, proper exposures, proper whatevers for taking photographs of the planets.
Oh yeah.
What?
Yeah.
Of the planets.
So he's out in Mallory Town right now. I think it's overcast, so he can't do it right now. But he's getting heavily into digital photography.
Yeah,
of
but
the
okay.
planets.
So does your telescope have like a?
He's already hooked it up, so he has
but
an
does it
adapter.
have a movement head on it to track the movement?
No. I think it's all manual, isn't Brian? There's probably a bit of a lag, but I think there's a manual. You have to manually adjust it.
Because that's what you need. If you want to do anything like a long exposure, you gotta have a movement with it.
Oh, so you
Yeah.
well,
'Cause
Brian the
otherwise
other day
planet's
was
gonna blur.
he was talking about this the other day, getting one that was potentially motorized.
Yeah, that's what you need. Yeah.
You need
But
that?
no, you don't need it. I mean, you could take exposures, but it depends on what you want to do. Like if you want to track the stars,
Otherwise, they'd be blurry. Like if you
yeah,
want
they'd
sort
be
of
blurry.
crystal.
It's gonna be blurry.
Because like when I do it, man, when we're camping, I always do like a 30 to 45 second exposure. Even at 45 seconds, the stars are gonna start to blur.
Yeah, I remember when we were doing the
So-
time lapses at Mew Lake. Like even when we got the everything perfect, intervalometer, everything, there was still like a couple of stars that had a bit of drag on them. Eh?
Yeah, that's why you gotta do it like 30 seconds, crank up the ISO, all that shit. So
Tony, I am very seriously considering coming to that metal show in Quebec City. It really depends on funds because I'm going on a trip for my for my anniversary, my 10th anniversary.
you're going to a
Sorry,
metal show
I'm
in
just
Quebec
reading this
City?
comment
Quebec City.
from Emran. Prince of Darkness. Yeah, that's an amazing movie. Most awful ending ever.
Okay.
Are we in agreement? And then also, it's all Emmanuel.
What's that?
The Bleu Nuit soft porn movie that everybody is acquainted with on Saturday nights.
Is that what you're talking about, Emran? Oh my god!
Emran, that's got to be what you're talking about. What other Emmanuel is there?
Oh my god! Now we have to wait. Lag Central.
Lag City. So laggy.
And I think we'll wrap it up after that because we're at 1 hour and 3 minutes. Brian,
Emran says Lul.
Brian wants us to do another hour.
Oh man, I can't do another hour. I gotta wake up tomorrow morning.
Fine. He says, "Indeed." Okay, that is. So that
Emmanuel.
that was your favorite horror movie, Emran? Wow. Amazing.
Emmanuel was always like, man, you know how many times like it'd be Saturday night at my house. My dad would be sleeping on the couch.
Mm-hmm.
He'd be fucking fast asleep. SNL would be over, and I'd be like, "What's on Channel 5?"
Come on,
Put it on.
Chris.
And my
Chris, why you watch
no, but
this?
I'd be looking at him, and I'd be looking at like, okay, oh shit.
He's in the room?
Yeah, but he'd be like,
And you would catch a glimpse of a breast every now and
like,
then.
oh fucking, then turn it, go back to 4. Oh, and I'd make out like I was just flipping through the channels. Oh, set of tits. Oh, not my fault. No. Whoop, whoop, whoop. Oh well, not my fault.
Okay, on that note, I think we
Anyway,
should,
that should be the night.
shut her down. Yeah.
Thanks
so
for listening, everybody.
Thanks for Classic Channel 5.
Classics Channel 5. Emran. Where is Emran? Where is he? In Ottawa?
Yeah, man. He's just over, like, I won't give out your address. Don't worry. He's over by
Emran.
where Gus used to live.
He's at 124
yeah.
By where Gus used to live.
Yeah.
Where did Gus live?
Down,
on
like,
Briston.
Briston?
Like over in, like Laurie Greenberg Hunt Club there.
Oh, I used to live around there.
Yeah.
Babalome.
Man,
Bloom.
I lived right down the street from the house that we used to jam in, and Eric Vanny's place. And all
Yeah, that was my house, man.
Yeah, I know.
On Bloom and Kosh. Kosh Drive, Bloom Drive.
And then you moved to the other end of the city.
I did.
Horrible.
Sorry.
Horrible.
Also, now that you've asked about Emran, Courtney, I just remembered to ask Jody about your show at the Champions Game on August 26th. Emran's band Edge is playing outside.
Emran's in a band?
Yeah, Edge, man. Like, we've gone to see him.
Oh, shit. Yeah. Emran, I totally remember you guys.
Yeah. You know Emran.
Yeah.
Gus has seen him, 3 times now?
Yeah.
Twice. Anyway, his band is called Edge, EDJ. Shout out to Edge. Check him out. I believe it's August 26th. Champions Game. Playing outside. How much, Emran? Ticket under $40. Is that what that says? Help me out here.
Tickets are under $40.
Oh, okay. Tony's talking about
for
the
Tony's
other
tickets,
tickets.
yeah.
Okay, yeah, for the metal show. But anyway, check him out. And have a good week, everybody.
You too.
Au revoir.
Au revoir.
I don't know how to shut this down. What do I do?